in the next couple of seconds, we will be live. But there's a delay on Twitch, so we won't know. There, it's loading.
Nice.
Oh no, there's an error.
What is the
On
error?
playback. Oh no, it's just on my end. So I think we are live.
Oh,
Yep, go ahead.
great. I'm just waiting for Twitch to show me that we're live. That's all.
Watch, we're gonna be live the whole time. Wondering.
There we go.
There we are.
Nice.
All right.
Looking
So
good.
hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 0 of Static Dawn, Silicon Zion. I am your game master, Spence, and it's going to be an interesting night. This is our first time playing this delightful game called Static Dawn by Frenzy Kitty Games. But before we get into the game, the mechanics, and the setting, I want to introduce my fantastic players, and we will start with Ian.
Hi, I'm Ian. You can find me here and just about nowhere else. So just please subscribe because this channel is my child, and I hold it dearly. And also check me out. I GM a game on Sunday night that I'm really proud of. It's a Pathfinder 2nd edition.
It's a good game. Going on down the line, Jojo.
All right, that's me. I'm Jojo. I'm a player here, and that's about it. Yeah.
Alrighty, and Blashy Casual.
Hi, I'm Blashy J Casual. This is the first time I'm doing this, so pretty excited, and I hope I entertain you guys. So yeah.
So new faces to the channel. We are excited to have you both with us. Thank you so much, and thank you, Ian, for joining me in my shenanigans. I get to torture you now. All right, so let's take a look at this delightful game. Again, this is a game by Frenzy Kitty Games. They made Children of the Fall, which we've also hosted here on this channel. So Static Dawn is a world where flesh and technology meet. Our characters are outliers of this community of the city of Silicon Zion, just trying to get by. They are somewhere in the middle of where law and light fear to tread. This world of technology follows it like a religion called Jobgateism. It is a theocracy where the goal is to advance the human experience with evolution in technology. Today, what we are going to be doing is creating our characters in Roll20 and figuring out how we all fit into this world. Things that you want to know about the city. The city is a population of about 3 million, 3.2 million to be exact. It is in what used to be the Grand Canyon. And in the middle of the city is a giant satellite. There are many, many people that work there, and it is home to Horizon Communications and a subset of Hawkeye Surveillance, two of the biggest corporations in the city, along with a burgeoning new business called Little Buddies Nanotechnologies. This city-state is pretty cooperative with the rest of the nation. They have frequent visits from ambassadors, both from the country at large and other countries, as Jobgateism is at the peak of technology always. So the best and brightest minds, even though they may not buy into the religion, they want to be part of that evolution of technology, of that next step. Unfortunately, because of this crowding in this city, there is a great deal of population issues. There is a great deal of pollution, and you've got people pretty much stacked one right on top of the other. So it's a bit of a rough life, but isn't it worth it to be on top of the game, the technology game? So, I asked you all a couple of questions before we started the stream. I asked who you are. Did you move to Silicon Zion or were you born here? What is your job? And how do you feel about job gateism? So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. My name is Cain. I am usually the biggest guy in the room, standing at 6'3.5", like I need to count in fractions. Um, I have a head shaven. Whether or not that's due to balding, you won't know because I'm somewhere between looking like I'm 30 and looking like I'm 50. You can tell from my eyebrows that my hair would be quite light, and you can tell from my facial structure that I have lost many fights. But judging by my demeanor, I've probably won a few too. If you see me carrying a large sniper rifle shaped suitcase, it's probably a good idea to avoid me. But aside from that, I'm pretty approachable. I was born here, more or less pre-boom, and for now, I'm something of a bit of a freelancer. But I am a huge fan of job gateism, and I'm an advocate for it all the way.
Okay. Who's next?
I can go. I am Brian Wyke. He is all things mechanical. He loves, planes, cars, spaceships. He's also pretty fond of tinkering and messing around with various guns and stuff. He is kind of skinny built. He has tattoos that cover his body that go up to his neck, but not past his jawline. The tattoos consist of geometrical shapes, gears, kind of like techno-esque stuff. None of it is really cohesive. It's all very like poke and stick done in the sub alleys of the city. He was born here, and he does whatever work he can get. Travels with whoever he can, and is just kind of out to get cash. As for job gateism, he doesn't really care one way or the other. Like he'll hang out with people who are super for it. He'll hang out with opposition groups, whoever is gonna pay him, really.
Okay. And go ahead.
Yeah, and I am Alpharious. I'm pretty tall, but not as tall as Mr. Cain. Standing at 6 feet. Pretty normal weights if you look at him, but he does have a bit of crazy hair, almost like it might have been burnt a couple of times, and that is because Alpharius is actually really fascinated in the arts of explosion. He just loves to blow things up,
Ah.
but he also finds some kind of beauty in that, in the simple fact that you can't just break. He just doesn't want to break a leg, but he wants to break a specific point of a leg that is the easiest point. So he finds that fascinating for him. And for freelancing, he just takes whatever job there is. And for Steve, sorry, what was it called?
Job gateism.
Job gateism. He's actually a pretty big fan of it. He's really excited that there's finally some semblance of order into this hectic world. So yeah.
All right. Wonderful. Now, one of the things that we started to do before stream is we were building up your character sheets. So everybody, we're doing a point buy system to set up your stats. The stats in this game are physique, combat, intellect, tech, and persona. So I am doing the point buy system where everybody has 55 points and you can spread them out however you like, as long as your stats do not go over 15 points and are not under 5 points. So you can go ahead and do that point by now if you have not already. And so physique would be to describe your character's strength and athleticism. Combat will describe your character's ability to both attack enemies as well as evade their attacks. Intellect describes your character's understanding of the world around them. Tech describes their prowess in understanding technology and augmentations. And then persona is your social skills. How are you about influencing people around you? When we are rolling, we are going to be rolling d20s. And the goal is to roll your stat. So with the one that we've got up for Cain, if he was rolling a physique roll, he would want to get a 12 or under in order to succeed at whatever challenge he's facing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Alrighty. And so now we get into the fun stuff. We've talked a little bit about your backgrounds, and I'm sure we will find out more about your characters. You will find out more about your characters as we play. However, everybody wants to know what kind of augmentations you're going to get. So if we go down to page 29,
Yep.
And we do have permission from the game creator to show off this beautiful game book. So Flesh Meets Tech, the idea of a regular human died a long time ago. In Static Dawn, practically everyone has augmented themselves in one way or another. The fusion of technology and flesh is a way of life. Without it, one is at a definite disadvantage. But augmentations are not all smooth sailing. There is a definite cost to altering one's biology. So these augmentations, you can have one augmentation. You can spend maximum 150 credits without messing with your current credit stat. You all have an SID card, which is basically implanted at birth. This is your identification. This is how you scan things to get buy things at the grocery store or what have you. It's basically an implanted ID/debit card. I know it's kind of scary, but so you all have had a chance to look at some of the augmentations. So what augmentations would make sense for your character? Like one big augmentation, because like I said, your maximum for your first augmentation is 150 credits.
Maximum is 150.
Yes.
Interesting. That makes me really sad because Magnify is 160. So yeah, looking through, I might just choose a camera.
Okay. So you put that on your character. I would put that under your abilities.
Yep.
And then once you do that, make sure that you mark that you have 3 corruption.
Yes. All right.
And I've put the augmentations in the handouts on for you all.
Yep. Interesting. And now this is where the creative side of the story comes into play, because it doesn't seem that we're forced to to make decisions about what these augmentations actually do and how they affect you. So all I know is that this is a camera in the eye. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact ins and outs of how it works, but that's sort of where the freeform storytelling comes into play.
Exactly. Now, so while you all decide what you are going to put on your character, I am going to take another gander at what causes you to get a mutation. Because if you do too many changes to your person, you become something other than human.
So we can only do one augmentation in addition to our SID, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will, along the way, you will know of people that do augmentation surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
The professional ones are going to be a little more expensive. The black market ones are going to be cheaper, but there's going to be a little more risk with them. So just keep that in mind. If you're like, oh, this would be so helpful if I could do X, but I can only spend this much.
Yeah. All right. I'm definitely gonna go for fingertip tools for my augmentation.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Inspector Gadget.
Exactly.
Yes, Sailor Taco Cat, go to Tijuana. And chat, if you have questions about this game, please let us know. This game, this is session 0. Like I said, we're building our characters, getting to know the characters, getting to know what their physicality is, and we're going to do a little bit of an introduction as well today.
Yes. So yeah, I have chosen the camera, which I will use as a it'll be the left eye because Cain is a sniper.
Mm-hmm.
So peering through, he will use it for surveillance through the magnified scope of his own rifle. I'm eyeing up the magnify eye augmentation that you can see on the page.
It's a bit pricey.
It's a bit pricey and a bit corrupty, but it would be nice. That would be an excellent
and a bit
tool.
corrupty.
It's a bit corrupty.
So just a bit.
That's definitely a word.
I'm trying to get the corruption going.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you're well on your way to getting yourself a mutation.
Oh boy.
Because mutations start at
8,
7.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I could get fangs. I like that. For biting people. Well, I'm ranged. That's not. That's a bit of a gag gift.
Can bare your
Being
teeth
honest.
from a distance.
I was
Yeah,
born with
that's true.
fangs.
I can hiss.
I'm sure there's a market for that.
How about the rest of you? What did you pick?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, so we know that Brian's gonna have the fingertip tools.
Yep. Like a mechanic.
Like a mechanic, Brian is there.
Constantly loosening bolts.
I was also planning on going for the fingertip, but now that you took it, I guess I'm scouting around.
My question is that in the tools, the magnet, can it be deactivated?
See, that's definitely a rough one.
Yeah, that would be shenanigans. You can't walk past a refrigerator.
Call it an electro.
Walking by.
Yeah. You're like, what's wrong with your hand? Did you get fingertip tools?
Mm-hmm.
No, I
They're
swear.
called tool tips, Mom.
Okay. And you're all native born to the SC, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
yeah. And
SZ's native
it
sons.
seems we're all sort of drinking the Kool-Aid about the
Well,
city's
most of you.
ambitions.
Most of
Most of
you.
us.
Yeah.
Um, someone in chat said, so I have this theory that dark matter is actually trillions of tiny Italians all making pizza with the fabric of space-time. Observations have proven inconclusive. Any thoughts?
You
I
can't
want to
disprove it
know,
at this time, and that's
Yeah, you technically can't disprove it.
but I do want to taste what space-time pizza tastes like because I'm sure it's
yeah.
amazing.
Can we even digest it? That's the question. How would
Yeah,
it
that's a
interact?
good question.
I think that's how we become one with the universe.
By digesting dark energy
Yep.
from small Italian.
Of course, the Italians know the secret to the universe. It all makes sense now.
It all makes sense now. All right, so let me just make sure where you all are at. So just make sure that whatever you are choosing for your augmentation, that you're putting your the corruption that it gives you in your corruption slot.
Yep. So for example, here I've put 3 corruption.
Yep.
And I'll just go ahead.
The gives me 3. My cool fingertips only give me 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's okay.
Lucky.
Yeah, it's because I'm
I
the
think-
person. I have to take pictures of everything I eat now, and that's the toll. That's the price. Yeah, you'll never know if I'm trying to photograph my food.
Oh no!
A small price to pay for
not
salvation.
not only are you a sniper, but you are also an Instagram foodie.
Yeah, and in order to take a photo, I just wink, so you can't even catch it. You can see me being cringy.
The flash is always on as well.
Yes.
See, now that I'd take 3 corruption, but I won't take that.
But I won't take that.
It's too high. I think I came to a decision on what my augmentation is going to be.
Sure.
I think go for the speed boost for the leg augmentation. That way.
That would be important.
Yes, that way. If Alpharious realizes that he might have set the timer a bit too early, he could quickly get away before anyone important gets hurt. So
smart, very smart. Yes. All right, so and then
can I be the one in the group that scours the deep web for jobs?
Of course you
can.
Despite
Despite having no tech background.
Of course you can. You're not always successful, but
we allow him because it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm the one doing it. If anyone else, if anyone else is looking at deep web Craigslist, let me know.
He somehow gets the best paying jobs every time too. Like I've tried it before, and I just I always come up with like delivery jobs.
Yeah.
He's out here getting us high profile assassinations.
I just
where did you get this one? Do you remember Domino's Pizza? Yeah.
All right, so I imagine that you all kind of know each other, and you're at this. It's called Dark Void Pizza, so you're at a pizza joint, just chilling.
Amazing.
That's,
I think Cain and Brian are pretty good friends, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Guess I'm the
known
noob.
each other.
You're what?
I guess I'm the newbie, the newcomer.
Sure. Yeah. How did you all meet?
The deep web.
We needed an explosive expert for one of our jobs, and you just kind of stuck around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't do explosives.
And I definitely don't do explosives.
Nope.
Yeah.
I could teach you guys if you want. It's pretty easy.
Just Brian, every time you're messing with like any kind of explosives, he is on the other side of the room. Not fuck with it.
Yeah.
You just have to understand how explosives are. You have to just take him out to a date a couple of times, like pamper them a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened to your hair?
Look, we don't talk about the hair. It was a dark time. We were not happy with each other that time, but we got along.
So You all are sitting at a table. Your dark void pizza has come up. It's got um they've added food coloring to the tomato sauce, so it is literally a black pizza. Um that comes out to your table, scattered with mozzarella stars and pepperoni planets. It's very thematic. And all of a sudden, Alpharious, you get a message on your communication device. And it's from a foreman that you've worked for before, and says, "Hey, can you look at an explosion and tell us more about it?"
Uh, can I reply? That depends. Is it before or after?
Uh, it's already gone off. We're trying to assess what was used.
Interesting. I turn to the group and I inform them. So apparently there has been an explosion. I promise you, it's not me this time. Uh, but it turns out that it was an informant that I used to work with. Uh, she got me a drink one time after I remember the hair thing. Yeah. I needed something to cool it off, obviously, but she was pretty cool. Or I sure. Yeah, he was pretty cool. So what do you guys think?
Yeah,
It's definitely your job. You know, I don't know nothing about nothing, so
I might
yeah,
need
we're not really
some pizza.
volunteers.
I might need some backup though. We're
Yeah, I
not
mean,
sure.
we can definitely do that, but you know, I mean, I'm not gonna, this pizza costs money, and they work for the pizza, and I
Okay,
cost
how?
money.
I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna lean into Brian and say, Brian, I just want to let you know that I'm quite sure this is a family establishment. And as we scan around, this is basically the Chuck E. Cheese of of SD. So yeah, we probably need to get out of here
Yeah, that's probably a
before
good
Um,
somebody
idea.
calls security.
Yeah, true.
at that time, Cain, you also get a ping on your communication device, and it doesn't say much except uh, go with Alpharious.
Huh.
And this is from a blocked number, but there is a code at the back end of it, that you recognize as a government authorized instruction.
Brian, it appears something's caught up to us.
Ah, shit. Okay, yeah, let's go. And he kind of stands up, and he does take a
Yeah.
slice, like
Yeah,
first shift.
I think we should finish the pizza first. It's
I
kind of
don't think we have time. I don't think we have time to do that at this point.
it's pizza. Come
Distracted
on.
by the glares of um, couples with their children at this restaurant.
The one of the servers has heard the phones come off and see you guys kind of get antsy, so he comes over with a box and is like, you guys need to go. Here's the check, here's the box. you
That'd
know
be great.
uh see you in a couple weeks, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
All right.
Possibly.
I'm going to scan the check with my hand and just sort of slap it off so it can land on the table.
Great.
And then we'll leave the box.
And so yeah.
Who
So
drives? I feel like I have a car. I feel like Brian has a motorcycle.
so there's actually a really strong public transit system. Um, there's not a lot of people who have anything other than a moped in this town, just because the streets are so narrow, with the exception of the public transit. And the reason being is that everything has to work on punctuality. Otherwise, systems will fail. So, everybody's trying to get on the exact train that will get them to their workplace or to their home by an exact time. Um, so you guys take two different buses they're all crowded per usual. I mean, it's about 2 in the afternoon. So the first shift is getting off, and the late shift is getting ready to go in. And you get to this, you know it to be an abandoned mine, which is a little weird because why would there be an explosion at an abandoned mine? When you get there, you're greeted by Risa, who Alpharious, you know, as she worked with you on the hair job. It was basically the explosion caught a couple of other things on fire that you didn't expect, and your hair used to be luscious and long and wonderful, and then it wasn't.
It
You were
was
lucky, however, because Risa lost a couple of fingers in that incident, and so she's got these 2 fingers missing. Um,
perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced though. She's stocky, wearing her overalls. She's like, "Hey, how you doing? Been a while."
Uh, yeah. How's that finger treating you?
I thought about getting them replaced. I'm saving up for something cool though. I'm thinking like, you know how you can like some of the subdermal things can charge your phone. I'm thinking of
Oh, that's
doing
true. That's
something like
true.
that.
I don't know. If I was at your position, first of all, I wouldn't lose my hand, but second of all, I would go for the claw. Actually, I did a couple of research back in the days. Apparently, in the olden times, there used to be a mad scientist named the Claw, and he used the claw. So that's pretty interesting.
Hmm.
You could represent him. You could
It,
represent him.
it would be helpful for like digging out mines and things like that
Yeah,
when we get into the newer territory. Oh, that's
yeah.
something to consider. Something to consider.
Think
Anyway,
about it.
so I got called in here because there was an explosion that the neighbors reported, and it's kind of weird because this mine hasn't been used for 20 years. So I couldn't read the cross hatching like you can, as you've been doing this longer than I have. So, uh, they said, "Hey, bring in your expert," and I said, "Well, Al's the expert, so uh, here you are, and here I am, and your friends are here." Hi,
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. How's it
hi.
going?
Guys, like to introduce yourself?
Cain.
We don't like to, but I'm Cain.
Yeah.
Now, I have a
What's
question
up?
for you, Alpharious. Was that your handiwork?
Um,
Kane's leaning back. He's a bit portly. He gives the impression that this is sort of a recent thing. Um,
uh, not to my knowledge. I have been on some black, not recently, so don't think I did this.
Well, I
Not
mean,
gonna-
this happened like last night, and you were working on the Hudson job, as far as I know, right?
he cleans a couple of sweats on his brow. Yeah, definitely. This is definitely not my work.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So let me show you what we got. And so she stalks down. She kind of wobbles a little bit as she walks. It looks like maybe one of her legs is shorter than the other. Um, and so she's going down the tunnel, and there's rubble that's been clearly moved. You can see the grooves in the ground where they've pushed rubble to the side, and she takes you to what looks like a pretty cut and dry um, charge hole. So they'll do a cross hatching, and then there'll be a hole for the explosive. But there's no explosive in that particular area. There are other areas of impact, or yeah, other areas of impact that you can see. And she's just like, "Well, here it is."
Hmm, interesting. I go to the hole that seemed to not have been blown up, and what can I tell from that?
Um, let me let me have you. Where is it? There we go. Let me have you give me a tech roll. So roll a d20.
Okay.
And what is your tech?
I currently have a tech of 15.
All right, so you want to get 15 or below.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Yeah, I see it. I just had to scroll down. So you take a look and you notice that while there is some old powder in there, a charge wasn't placed here. In fact, looking at it, there's actually a layer of dust, like older stale dust underneath the newer fresh dust that's getting in your nose. So you could tell that this was done a long time ago. So this particular hole wasn't used.
Okay. I turn back. I turn back to her and I say, and you said that this explosion happened yesterday, correct?
Yeah, last night.
Huh. Because according to this specific hole, at least, this was made a long time ago.
Maybe they weren't professionals.
Maybe.
So she starts going over to the other areas of impact and like really inspecting, and she takes out something like a mechanized jeweler's glass, but it's got a lot of digital components to zoom in and zoom out. And she's looking at other areas of the blast zone. What are the rest of you doing while she and Alpharious are inspecting everything?
Well, see, I'm a bit of fish
going
out of
around.
water.
Brian's going around and like just kind of loosening bolts on stuff. Like any machinery he can find. He's just kind of like pulling off hardware and putting it in his pockets. Anything he thinks might be useful.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean on a nearby piece of equipment, probably like some vehicle at this site, and I'm just gonna watch my friend as he's pilfering and causing calamity, probably far more damage than he's actually getting out of it.
No, 100%, yeah.
Cain, give me an intellect roll, please.
Right. So, with an intellect of 8, is that a penalty of 1, or how does that work?
No. So you're trying to roll a d20. Yes. And you want to get an 8 or below.
Perfect. And I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, you're highly entertained by Brian just going and picking off things. Brian, give me a also give me an intellect roll.
Okie doke.
Okay. One of the things you're noticing, Brian, as you're picking up stuff and you're gathering some bolts and some old wheels or not wheels, pulleys that have fallen down, you notice that there are some tracks on the ground of feet going inward. They're kind of mud caked in the ground, and they go past the area where the boulders have fallen.
Yeah, I follow him. I'm intrigued.
Okay. So Alpharious and Cain, you both see that Brian is on the hunt for something.
What you got there, little buddy? You on a sense? What'd you find, boy?
I wasn't done making fun of you.
Brian turns around, like kind of like angry eyebrows, you know, and he goes, people, I guess. I don't know. What's it? Deal with your explosions, all right? And he goes back to it. He's like very close to the ground, looking at these footprints.
So
Go ahead.
Do I know
that? Can I tell that he's looking at some footprints?
Give me an intellect roll.
I have an intellect of 15 as well.
Okay. All right. So, watching where he's specifically looking, you also notice the footprints in the ground. And, looking a little further, if you put your hand up against some of the boulders, you feel a draft coming out of some of the cracks. There might be something behind there.
Can I also look for footprints coming out, leaving?
You do see some leaving. You see some in the that don't look as deep seated. The thing that differentiates these footprints as to the ones that you are used to seeing is that they don't have treads in them like good working boots would have. These are more soft-soled shoes. Some of them are sneakers. Definitely not people who usually work in a quarry or a mine.
I turned to. Sorry, what's her?
Risa.
Risa. I turn to Risa and I tell her, well, it seems we got a couple of a couple of white shirts here. White shirts basically Alpharious' terms, Alpharious' way of saying like proper like business individuals pretty high up.
Yeah.
According to the tracks, their shoes aren't that lower class, you could say.
So we got some number crunchers that have been in here. Interesting.
I'm gonna look for weak points in the rock, like the rubble.
All right. Give me a tech roll.
Okay. Ooh, crit.
So you have exactly a 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're looking, and when you're working in mechanics, you kind of know what is load bearing and what isn't, especially working with bigger vehicles. And you notice a pattern where there's a couple of rocks that look like you could just shift them a little bit and it wouldn't make everything collapse. And you might be able to get through. Cain might have a little bit of a harder time, but you could definitely get through. And Alpharious would have to duck, but he'd be fine.
Hey, I can definitely make a hole in this, to get myself through at the very least. But Cain, I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know if you're gonna be able to squeeze through that. It's not looking. And then I do it, like I pull the rocks out, in my very special order. I crawl through and I stick my head out and I go, see, it's not big enough maybe
it's my
for you.
pleasure to not join you.
Yeah,
I think you should join. Mama Churn always say, if it sits, it can fit. So I think you can actually fit in.
Hear me out.
You can try it right now.
You're gonna think I'm a madman, but if we don't know who detonated these explosions, might not be a good idea to go poking around in the ground.
Yeah, but I'm already in here, and
I know you are.
And I'm pretty sure the white shirts are here. So we probably whatever happens here, we probably have some tensions from the higher ups. So
listen, I'll go in and check it out. If there's any danger or whatever, I'll scream real loud. You'll hear me, blast the wall open, whatever you got to do to get in there and help me out.
Or run.
You don't die. Yeah. Then I kind of poke my head back through the thing, and I'm inside the cave now.
Okay.
I turn to Cain and I say, "We're definitely gonna run if he screams, right? I'm gonna run." I'm sorry. And so, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. I turn to Rav. We're definitely gonna run, right? And
well, I gotta fill out a report about what we're finding here. So I would listen maybe and see if you hear anybody down there. But honestly, if this happened, I don't see why people would trap themselves inside.
Why would they spend nights too? Unless it's something very important.
Maybe I don't know. It sounds like something out of one of those cheesy spy novels or something like that.
Harry Potter? You read that one? I'm a really good fan.
Well, I like the Wingardium Leviosa, not
Oh
Leviosa.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. I remember that quote.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all good.
I'm gonna
It's
look at
all
Brian. All right, I'll join you. I'll
good.
change my mind.
Give me a physique roll, please.
All right.
I'd like to use my fingertip tools. I have two blow torches in my two like welding torches in my thumbs,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna like thumbs up to light the cave up so I can see.
I
It's
love
beat.
it.
I
Yeah.
got two.
So you suck it in and you duck in,
Brian,
and
this
you're
wouldn't have been a
just
problem if
able
you ate your leftovers.
and then you get
Ah.
through. The tightness is only for a few feet, and then you're
Yeah.
able to get into a bigger opening.
I'm gonna squeeze Brian's wiry bicep. I'm eating for two.
Oh yeah, well, hey, listen, I gotta stay focused, and eating is
Yeah.
a distraction.
Doesn't distract me.
Alpharious, are you gonna take that? Are you gonna let them all
Uh,
go without you?
I was really hoping that Cain would get stuck, but now that he's not, I snap my fingers and I join.
All right, I'll wait here, and if you need help, I'll call for backup.
Yes. Remember, if we scream, run.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That sounds good. All right.
That was screaming, right?
Screaming. No, I thought I heard somebody breaking into my car, and I was concerned. Anyway, didn't happen, but I was concerned. All right. So you all go down the creepy hallway lit by Brian's blowtorch thumbs. Going like this, like it's a rock concert. Down this tunnel, you're noticing that it's at first like a normal tunnel, packed ground. There are some rails where a mining cart would have gone down and back up. And then you get to a point where that changes. And it becomes tile in the middle, very rough tile, like patio tile. And on either side is sand. But it's not just any old sand. This is sand that's meticulously graded. Like it's very smooth. There's no unevenness. And you continue down this tunnel step by step. And you notice that it's become much more smooth, and the supports are less rough. They're more finished. And then the cavern opens up. And you can see where the mining operation ended, and that people have done finishing carvings all over to create little alcoves. And in the middle of this open cavern, there's a pedestal. And on top of the pedestal is a tree. A small tree with long, elongated branches, little green pinpricks coming off of it. It looks both very young and at the same time ancient. It's a bonsai tree, but you've never seen a bonsai tree. You don't know what it is.
How frequent is like vegetation in the city?
There are a lot of indoor greenhouses. There isn't any farmland per se, but there are labs where they specifically grow vegetation, and then they pump that O2 into the O2 system of the of the city. But wild vegetation, vegetation that's actually planted into the ground, is very rare here.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Looks like
I
something
think,
out of the Museum of Hydroponics, but I don't recognize it.
I
You know, I love
think
the
they call
museums.
it. I think they call it a four. I'm not sure. Hmm. But whatever it is, it seems natural. This
I
might
touch it,
be what they're looking for.
kind of rough it up a little bit, like
Stay away
zhuzh
from
the
it.
leaves and stuff. But I just want to see. Maybe it's mechanical. I don't know. I've never seen this before.
Do you
Give
want me to blow it up?
No, don't. We're not blowing anything up yet.
Brian, give me a physique check.
Okay. It's not my strong suit.
You got this.
Rough.
So as you're zhuzhing it, you break off one of the one of the branches, and a little bit of white sappy ooze comes
Oh,
to that
gross.
break.
I throw it on the ground. I go, disgusting. Oh God. This is
No,
why
no, 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 no. I go in and pick it back up. This is incredible. This is beautiful. He goes in and licks it a bit.
Okay,
How
Mr.
does it taste
Botany.
like? How does it taste like?
It tastes a little bitter, and it smells. Well, you've never actually smelled this before, but you imagine this is what Hermione talked about when she said she liked the smell of fresh cut grass.
He goes back at it and looks at the group with tears in his eyes. This is beautiful. It's grass. He wants it.
I already touched it and it's all over my fingers now and I don't. Yeah. He's like doing one of these. It's all sticky. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the thing.
Cain.
4.
Yeah, I'd say we leave it.
I agree. I say
Well,
we leave it.
I'm keeping this for investigation studies. Yes.
Oh yeah, maybe it'll explode.
You're a strange man.
Yes.
What are you studying?
Oh, I would love it if it explodes. That'd be incredible.
I'm examining the alcoves
Okay.
at a distance. I don't like being close to anything.
So give me a give me an intellect check.
All right. So 11, but my intellect is 8.
Okay. You notice that there are a lot of carvings, but you're not quite sure what they mean. They could be words, they could be symbols, they could be a lot of different things. All you know is that there's a lot of different triangles, a lot of different versions of triangles. You're not really putting together the symbolism though. Actually, all the rest of you give me an intellect check too.
Triangles.
Ooh.
That's
Ooh.
rough.
In any other game, I would love that.
Right?
You are so enamored with this tree, you can't stand it. It
I
is.
think I'm just mesmerized by the sticky on my fingers and like
Yeah.
trying to get it.
Right.
But I'm gonna say that there is a shaft that goes up towards city level, and a gust of wind comes down it, and you hear the sound of papers fluttering. Paper's kind of rare. Everything's usually digital in this day and age. It's trackable.
What the hell is that?
Alpharious,
Squint
I
up
have
the
a
hole.
question for you.
Go ahead.
In your infinite wisdom, what do you think a bunch of white shirts have anything to do with this place? Stone
Well,
carvings.
considering that this forest pretty rare and this it seems to be grass. We've never seen grass in our lives, so I think they want this. But if they already found it, why don't they just abuse it? Unless we're the first ones, huh?
Does anybody
I
go
don't know
after
how you
the
can
papers?
abuse grass.
Hey, I'm gonna go after the papers.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Also,
All right. So, Brian, you help gather the papers. you're not entirely sure what this is. Cain, you recognize that this is what, if you spread all of these out, you recognize that this would be a blueprint, a map of something.
Paper map.
Did you say paper map?
Yeah.
We
Did you
got
say
holographic
paper?
maps.
What are we, pirates?
Yeah, seriously, jeez. On a boat.
Not savages. But paper here?
I'm gonna try and like piece. It's like separated, right? So I'm gonna try and piece
Mhm.
together the blueprints.
Yeah, and they're all numbered, so it's pretty easy to figure out the design, like how it goes together. Alpharious, you look at it and you're pretty familiar with most of the mines in the area for resources. You recognize this as a lithium mine that you worked on maybe 4 years ago when you were just getting started. You also notice that there are X's on a lot of the places where you're pretty sure there would be support structures for the mine.
Okay, I have a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
For lithium, how rare is lithium?
Lithium is not very rare, but it is the lifeblood of a lot of the tech companies, especially Little Buddies.
Yeah, I'm
And-
pretty sure it is a rare earth metal, I think.
Yeah.
And second question is, 4 years ago when I was working on the lithium mine, we didn't have papers then, correct? We still use digital.
Yeah, you still
Yeah.
everything you used was digital because
digital
you were
my whole
able
life.
you know most of you have been digital. Like you learned about how paper mills were made and what they were used for and everything, but paper really is only used by artists, and most art is imported in.
So I turn to the group and I tell them this is a lithium extractor. I worked on it. 4 years ago, I think. But 4 years ago, we were obviously using digital. So this, I don't know. I have a theory that maybe this paper came from the four, because I read a book about it once. That fours used to be able to make paper. I'm not sure how. It's kind of weird, but I thought that was just from the four. But looking at the writings, it seems that this paper was actually being used, and quite a long time ago too. So this is pretty old.
I'm not liking it.
Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable. I say we leave. I mean,
Yeah.
what are we? We're not being paid, right? I don't. This is uncomfortable for me.
I mean, we
gonna
could give this to the museum. I'm pretty sure this is going to sell for
money.
Maybe they can throw that away for us.
Yeah, I'm pretty
It's
sure.
old world shit. I'll have nothing to do with it.
Seems to be like valueless, as most paper is. I could probably pull a blueprint of this mine in like 20 minutes tops.
Yeah,
not
but,
that.
but like
whatever.
But like paper though, it's on paper. Do you know how rare that is?
You can take it.
Yeah, you can
Thank
carry
you.
it. I'm not carrying it.
I'm definitely carrying this. I quickly grab it from everyone, and I'm telling if they ask where I got this from, I'll just tell them I fell upstairs and found this. So we should be clean.
I mean, you could tell them that it fell from the sky like it literally did.
I mean, we don't want them to know where we actually found. I mean, do you want to take this for? I'm down for taking this for.
I'm not taking the 4. No, you can take the 4.
It's gonna be awkward to take it to the bus though. Like,
yeah, people are gonna be staring, and I can't deal with that right now.
They already stare my hair. So
we have an amount of people looking for us at any given time, and that's just not. I flick my my thumb torches on, and I go, I'm leaving now. And I turn and start walking away.
I take the paper, and I'm still holding the broken piece of branch with me, and I follow him.
Okay. So you get out of the mine relatively easy, and Risa is out there, and she's talking to a couple of men in blue suits.
I hide the paper and branch from.
White shirts.
Cain, you recognize one of them as Agent Torres. She's been your contact for a couple of your jobs. And she sees you come out, having a little bit of difficulty, and she chuckles a little bit, but she's like, come on.
Yeah, I'm working with a trainer. I'll have you know. I'm gonna walk up. Torres.
Okay.
Brings you here.
Well, I assume you got my message earlier. What'd you find in there?
Not much.
I motion Cain this. Hopefully she doesn't see it.
I kind of poke Sandra and I go, "We found some leaves. I mean, is that interesting? That doesn't seem that interesting. Nothing."
So, Alpharious, you were waving your branch?
No. I was signaling him not to give him much information.
Give me a persona check.
Oh no, that's the one thing I'm bad at.
Your persona's 5.
Yep.
My persona's also 5.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she totally. She's like.
But no, I get I'm saving money these days.
I'll give you a little information. We are tracking some eco-terrorists. They have been making some noise on the dark web, as you may or may not have seen. And this area, there's a local IP address from this area that's been posting things. So we've had our eye on it. They went dark not long ago, just before the explosion happened here. So what did you find?
How important is it to you?
It's important to our entire way of life.
Yes, well, ma'am, we generally appreciate being compensated for information, trades, and such.
She taps on her on her wrist embedded console, and you each get a little notification that says 50 credits awaiting acceptance.
We found some leaves and some paper.
We found just leaves. We found just a bunch of leaves, and he motions to his back to pull out the paper, but making sure he hides the branch. These are a couple of leaves that we found. Do you want to look at it?
Yes.
So he walks up and gives it to her.
Okay.
Like something out of a museum, Torres.
I think it belongs to a museum.
We haven't produced paper in 15 years. This mine was completed 3 years ago.
So what's your hypothesis?
Someone didn't want to have a digital footprint and decided to keep things in a physical format.
It's weird.
This is something we've heard 100 times. Look, there's always a safe way to go about it, but
she's looking at, she points to all the different red marks. You work in mines, right?
That is correct.
What are all these points?
Well, he turns to Cain and he's like, how's your relationship with your friend over here? I'm just wondering because
Torres and you have had a tense but profitable relationship.
I kind of sneer and whisper to the to demolition experts, and I go, it's a strained relationship generally.
Oh, well, I think I actually like her. She seems pretty cool. I mean, she gave me 50 credits, and I
Yeah,
turned
she
back.
pays.
Yeah, I turn back to her and I say, well, according to these circles, they seem to be the mining area. See, this is a tractor, and this seems to be some sort of bell. So I'm basically trying to.
Are you misleading her because you know
Yes.
that those are okay? Give me a persona check.
Ooh, this is a mistake.
Lying's not our strong suit.
What is your
Look, Torres, I'm gonna just.
It's a 9. That's a 9.
and what is your persona score?
It's a 5.
Okay. Look, I didn't come here to jack you around. There are people working in this active mine, and if there is a threat to this active mine, I would like to save a bunch of lives, wouldn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are these spots?
These are lithium mines. Apparently, I worked on them 4 years ago, but
I know that this is a lithium mine. I've been there.
oh,
These locations that are marked on the map.
Just tell her.
My hypothesis is that they are trying to do something to sabotage the mine. There are at least 100 workers in that mine. If you are withholding information from us, we will have to turn you in to the re-educators.
I understand that, but I also have a couple of questions. If who you say
Wait. Alpharious, I respect you, but I don't think you understand the context of the situation.
There are actually lives at stake.
I'm gonna look at Brian. I'm not worried about lives at stake, but when somebody mentions re-education, you have to stop what you're doing and sort of comply, because I'm not ready to just go missing and never return. It's not happening.
Yeah,
yes, I'm willing to. I'm willing to
those
comply.
unmarked,
Yeah,
train
I'd rather
cars.
someone pull a gun on me than pull re-education threats.
So just tell her it's fine. It's we'll save lives. It's a good feeling, I guess.
Okay,
It's nice
I understand.
credits, but
I will tell you, but I also have one more question.
Fine. What's your question?
You say that someone is trying to mislead you, and this could be also my hypothesis, but paper is kind of rare, and I think the person who's trying to mislead you must have access to paper, so it might be logical for you to look a bit higher up. But other than that, I tell her what the little circles are.
Okay. We could use a man like you, one that looks beyond the physical evidence. If you're looking for a new line of work, you should let me know. In the meantime, you're a demolition expert, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you also disarm explosives?
I sure can. But that
How would you like to make some more credits?
I'm interested. Are you guys interested?
In disarming a no, what? No, I can't. I will not. No.
Oh, you're known to us,
right? Cain,
you're known to us as well, Brian White.
Yeah.
Yes. You're doing it, Brian.
God damn it. Okay, yeah, we're in. I mean, wait, hold on. As long as we got to put
I'm
food
not
on the table.
throwing you into danger. I simply want to know where this threat is coming from.
Oh,
and
okay,
I want
do that easy.
And I want for our mine and our miners to be protected.
I got a gun. I mean, I don't know if that Is the
You're
gun
also
helpful?
pretty handy with the tools.
Oh
aren't you?
yeah. Like my whole, my job. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
your job. Like
You know
I'm
your
doing
job.
my job, you do your job, Cain does
Yeah,
his
job,
job.
jobby.
Torres,
Yeah, Brian. Why don't you do
Yes.
your job?
don't sweat it. We're on your side.
All right. I'm going to go and have a few men go and scope out the area, look for tripwires, things like that, and evacuate the mine as quickly as possible. And once we assess the danger, we'll bring you in.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
200 credits
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
200.
upon completion of the job. The job being to disarm any and all explosives once we locate them all.
That sounds all right. Yeah, we can do that.
Understood.
Deal.
Very well. I will be in touch with you in 2 hours. And
2
she
hours.
goes and she gets in a limousine, which is highly unheard of. Like only higher ups get these private vehicles, and she drives away. Risa looks at you all and just whistles. I can't whistle to save my life, so don't. And she's just like, "You making big time bucks now, aren't you, Alfie?"
I guess. I don't know. I don't know
High
what
risk,
I'm.
high reward.
Well,
Risk is right.
you know, maybe you buy me a drink sometime for me bringing you in, huh?
Ooh, I might pay for your claw.
You wouldn't.
I would. That could be payback for
Ooh, don't you make me tell my husband.
You know what? Sure.
So you go by Alfie.
Oh no. I don't know why he
Yeah.
calls
I
me.
think that might be too late. I think he does
Yeah.
go by Alfie.
No,
Sorry,
I don't
solidified.
know what you're talking about. Okay, well,
Alfie.
Hmm.
Demolition Man.
I can see it now. Well, you're new, Alfie. I'll give you some advice. If somebody talks about re-education, it means they're about ready to set you up for something. Before you
It's
know
not brought up lightly. It's
it.
not fun either.
yeah,
it's.
feel the tension. But
That's what he meant.
I
You
feel
just have
you
to
know
listen to him.
something. I feel like you know
I mean,
something.
let's just put it this way. We're a 3-member group now. We were a 3-member group before, and when you met us, we were a 2-member group, whatever. You catch my drift?
We're currently in a cave, so that'll be kind of hard. But once we get outside.
We've lost a friend. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
It's not something Kane's super keen on talking about.
Was
But,
he a demolition expert?
She and no.
Oh,
So
that was your problem. If you had a demolition expert, you would you would have recognized that there was an explosion coming.
I probably would have killed you by now.
I'll stop talking. He walks to a corner. He's currently whispering to himself. You shouldn't have brought up the dead friend. Okay, next time I'm gonna make sure that don't bring up dead friends.
I love Alpharious. It's great.
That's it.
So you all get on the train. You're heading toward the direction of the lithium mine because you might as well. You're gonna get a call from Agent Torres anyway. And it's a long train ride. It's basically on the other side of the city. And along the way, an older woman sits down next to you, Brian. She says,
I scoot away a little bit.
a little rubbing alcohol will get that stuff off your hands.
Oh, I like my grease. I love this stuff. It's good. You rub it on a part and it gets all smooth again. You just keep it stored on your skin at all times. Or are you talking about the tattoos?
No, she's talking. She points to the sap that's on your fingers.
Oh. I go, oh, that. Wait, how do you know that? And how do you know what that is?
Oh, I'm I'm a little experienced in horticulture.
Do you have any rubbing alcohol? Because this stuff has been on my hands all day.
She gets in her bag and she pulls out a little bottle of hand sanitizer and
Thank you.
gives you some. And she
I
says,
transfer her a single credit.
"Oh no, you're too kind. But you know, there could be more things like that growing if you know where to look.
Like what kind of things? Like just regular trees or like fun trees?
All kinds."
Do you have access to? Why am I asking this?
That's old world stuff.
Cain.
She flips over her wrist just slightly. Cain, are you watching any of this?
Yeah.
She flips
Cain's
over her
always watching me.
she flips
Yeah.
over her wrist and she has the same triangles that you saw in the cave on her wrist. Oh, you know, just a little something I've picked up here and there.
Brian starts searching on his arms and he's like, wait, hold on. I think I have. And then he points to a section of like geometric shapes. And he's like, look, I got those triangles too.
Ah, so you have Hokkaido's work.
Huh?
Hokkaido, the tattoo
yeah, actually.
artist. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Kind of underground. I don't know how you know him, but
Oh.
yeah.
Hokkaido and I go way back. And you could probably ask him a thing or two about their meaning.
I'm always looking for
actually
touch-up
quite
jobs, so yeah, I think I might stop by.
I hope you do. He's full of knowledge, very wise. Oh, this is my stop. You all have a pleasant day.
Yeah, have a nice day, lady.
And she gets off.
The hell is that about?
I'm gonna occupy the recently vacated seat next to Brian, and just lean in to make sure nobody's listening to me. Brian, what did I tell you about interacting with the old world?
I like the way they talk. What can I tell you?
Look, this was how Kate disappeared.
Let's not compare what I just did to what Kate was doing, okay? I talked to a lady on a bus, all right?
Yeah.
I'm not.
And Kate was reckless like you.
All right, fine. I'll stop talking to strangers. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna get re-educated, all right? It's not gonna happen. I'll die before I do. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because I'll fucking kill you.
That's the goal.
Alpharious, did you see any of this?
Oh no, not at all. Alpharious is still he's still muttering to himself. Why do you keep doing this? You always forget that she has a husband. Like she's at least 15 times. Come on, man. Think. So he completely missed it.
Okay. And I think that's where we're gonna end it. Right as the bus gets, right as the bus gets to your destination, and Agent Torres is waiting for you. So.
Torres.
All right.
Nice.
So thank you guys so much. That was a lot of fun and went a lot faster than I thought, but that's also all that I had prepared for you all.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Yeah, we
good.
really carried the objective.
You
Yep.
really did.
That was a lot of
And I love the characters that you all are creating. Any final thoughts on the game before we do our little sign off?
Super fun so far.
Yeah, for what we have and how streamlined it is and how rules light it is, there is a lot you can do, and I think that's awesome. And I also love, I'm a fan of like any system that breaks the D20 plus X sort of like rolling scheme. So it's very fresh. That's all I gotta say.
For sure, it's definitely unique. Definitely really interesting.
All right. So we'll go ahead and let everybody say their stuff and where, if you have social media links, go for it. Ian.
I'm Ian. You can catch me here for the Pathfinder 2nd Edition stream, which we're about midway through on Sunday nights, and you can also catch me here So this is every other
Mm-hmm.
Monday. Today's Monday, right? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Every other Monday we will be playing this, and we start at the same time. So you can catch me here. I guess the next time we are live is the 17th of August.
Yes.
And I'm also on every Friday for our Scion campaign.
Fantastic. Joey.
You can catch me here every other Monday, starting this Monday, and on my own stream, which is Oregoni, twitch.tv/Oregoni. I stream really irregularly, but if you follow, you'll get my notifications. So go ahead and do that if you want.
Great. And Blashy Casual.
I'm pretty new with this, so I'm not famous enough I'm not famous enough to
Oh,
have a
you
stream.
will be by the time I'm done.
Yeah, but I mostly hang out on Discord. So if you want to hang out there, you can hit me up on you can hit me up on email, and then I can send you a link to Discord, and we can just chat, just hang out. Do you want me to say the link for the email, or?
Sure. If you want people to know about it, go for it.
Cool. My email is blashjcasual949@gmail.com. Easy.
Awesome. And for me, I am Spence. You can see me here Sundays for Pathfinder, every other Monday for this delightful game of Static Dawn, Silicon Zion, and you can catch me on my Twitch stream Tuesday through Friday, playing Destiny, doing crochet, playing Monster Prom, whatever I'm doing. I live here. That's what I always say. And if you would like to support the channel, there is a heart, a bell, and a subscribe button underneath Blashy Casual. So if you want to give us a follow, get notifications for when we go live, and help support the channel, we greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate all of you who are in our chat. So somebody redeemed something I don't know about an NPC. Well, we've only got 2 NPCs right now that we've met, and so what I can tell you is that Risa is a foreman of the mine, and she has a bit of a penchant for wild explosions as opposed to Alpharious's precision explosions, and it is quite it's quite an interesting dynamic duo that they used to have when they worked together. But Alpharious, I think, is on a much healthier path with his 2 friends, Cain and Brian.
Relatively healthy.
Relatively healthy. So thank you all so much for being here, and we will see you next Monday. And good night.